Welcome to Week in Minutes. Have a nice day. Today is Monday, 28th of July 2025. Now, starting the newspaper with all the news, including Trump says Israel will have to make a decision on next steps in Gaza. Trump says United States will work with Thailand and Cambodia, as both want to settle. Trump says the United States and European Union have a good chance of reaching trade deal. Iraqi police clash with parliamentary fighters who storm a government building. Israel's daily pauses falls short of easing Gaza suffering, says United Kingdom's foreign minister. Israel allows humanitarian aid to enter the Gaza, but will that be enough to tackle mass starvation? Now, from the Hindu newspaper, we have Thailand, Cambodia agree to ceasefire talks after Donald Trump steps in, but border clashes persist. Cambodian Prime Minister Han Manet said on July 27, 2025, his country agreed to pursue an immediate and unconditional ceasefire. Thailand volunteers gave food to the residents who fled homes following clashes between Thailand and Cambodian soldiers rest at an evacuation center in Surin province on July 27, 2025. Thailand and Cambodia on Saturday, July 27, 2025, signaled their readiness to negotiate to an end to a deadly border dispute following mediation efforts by United States President Donald Trump. The fighting now in its fourth day has killed at least 33 people and displaced more than 168,000. Mr. Trump posted on the Truth Social on Saturday, July 26, 2025, that he spoke to the leaders of Thailand and Cambodia and suggested he would not move forward with trade agreements with either country if the hostilities continued. He later said both sides agreed to meet to negotiate a ceasefire. Israel announced a military pause in 3 Gaza areas to address a surging hunger. Israeli military announces a tactical pause in 3 populated areas, Gaza City, Deir al-Balah, and Mawasi, to increase the scale of humanitarian aid entering the territory. Earlier, the Israeli military said it would also resume allowing airdrops into war-ravaged Gaza as a part of attempts to stop the rising hunger. The Israeli military said Sunday, July 27, 2025, it will pause fighting in 3 populated areas of Gaza for 10 hours a day and open a secure route for aid delivery to desperate Palestinians, launching a series of steps meant to address a surge in hunger in the territory as Israel faces a wave of international criticism over its conduct in the 21-month war. Israel's daily pauses fall short of easing Gaza suffering, says United Kingdom's foreign minister. This announcement alone cannot alleviate the needs of those desperately suffering in Gaza. Mr. Lamy said, "We need a ceasefire that can end the war, for hostages to be released, and aid to enter Gaza by the land unhindered." He added. Britannian Secretaries of State for Foreign, Commonwealth and Development Affairs David Lammy. Israel's decision on Sunday, July 27, 2025, to pause the military operations for 10 hours a day in parts of Gaza and allow new aid corridors follows short of what is needed to alleviate suffering in the enclave, Britain's Foreign Secretary David Lammy said. Mr. Lammy said in the statement that Israel's announcement was essential but long overdue and that access to aid must now be urgently accelerated over the coming hours and days. Now, from Hindustan Times newspaper, Amit Shah asks agencies, states to locate, bring back fugitive narco traffickers. Union Home Minister Amit Shah, New Delhi. Union Home Minister Amit Shah has asked the central agencies and states police departments to identify, locate, and bring back the fugitive narco traffickers sticking abroad while focusing on action against big drug cartels. People familiar with the development said on Sunday. BSF equips its personnel at Indo-Bangla border with the body-worn cameras. India shares 4,096 kilometers long border with Bangladesh. New Delhi, the Border Security Force BSF has equipped its personnel at the Indo-Bangladesh border with the body-worn cameras (BWCs) to record arrests and pushback of illegal immigrants, smugglers' activities, and incidents of the disagreement or attacks on its patrolling units so that the border guards Bangladesh BGB cannot dispute them later. People familiar with the development said. New Delhi, the border security force once again Now, going towards the economy of the country from the business point of view, TCS swings the X 12,200 jobs to be cut in brutal industry shakeup. According to TCS, this transition is being planned with the due care to ensure there is no impact on service delivery to our clients. TCS workforce stood at 6,13,069 as on June 30, 2025. Total consultancy services. Stocks to watch on Monday, July 28, TCS sale, BEML, IDFC, First Bank, and more. Stocks to watch shares of several companies will remain on focus on Monday, July 28, that is today, including TCS, Tata Chemical, BEML, and sale, IDFC, First Bank, etc. On Friday, the 30-share building stock exchange Sensex tanked 721.08 points or 0.88% to settle at a month's low of 81,463.09. India, China marking a beginning sense of caution would have to be built in the Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman. India had earlier put restrictions on investments from China through a press note number 3 in April 2020 to curb the potential opportunistic takeovers of Indian companies during the COVID-19 pandemic. On the issue of the trade pact, Sitharaman has said agreements are taking priority over the multilateral trade, even though she can't comment if it is good or bad as of now. Now, going towards science and tech, we have an MC guidelines on live broadcast of surgeries focus on patients' welfare ethical standards. Live broadcast of surgeries should strictly serve educational purposes and are not for commercial gain. Surgeons should avoid glorification and be responsible in adhering to professional and ethical standards, the guidelines state. Indian Council of Medical Research (ICMR) study finds only 28.5% of the cancer patients receive radiotherapy in India. Current radiotherapy utilization in India is only 28.5%, which is less than half of the required level, ICMR study finds. The study notes that there is a need for detailed situational study of the radiation equipment development with its features and complexity, utilization, and throughput. It is required for informed planning and policy making. Radiotherapy is a cornerstone of cancer treatment in India, yet its expansion is hindered by high investment costs and effective planning. Target estimation based on the cancer burden are crucial to meet the radiotherapy demands for patients with cancer, noted recent Indian Council of Medical Research (ICMR) study published in the UK-based Biomed Central (BMC) Central Cancer Journal early this month. What makes the NASA ISRO satellite so special? Explained. The 3-ton machine has been a decade in the making and cost more than $1.5 billion, making it one of the most expensive Earth-orbiting observing satellite to date. An artist's concept of the NISAR satellite in Earth's orbit, the radar antenna reflector is deployed on the top. The Indian Space Research Organization (ISRO) is planning to launch the NISAR satellite from the Sriharikota on 30th of July on board a GSLV MK second rocket. NISAR stands for the NASA ISRO Synthetic Aperture Radar and is a joint mission of the two space agencies. It is a sophisticated Earth observation satellite designed to study the change on the Earth's surface in a fine detail, covering earthquakes, volcanoes, ecosystem, ice sheets, farmlands, floods, and landslides. Now, at last, there's a famous personality who is known by his famous name, Nelson Mandela, full name Nelson Rolihlahla Mandela, born on 18th of July 1918, up to 5 December 2013, was a South African anti-apartheid activist and a politician who served as the first president of South Africa from 1994 to 1999. He was the country's first black head of the state and the first elected in a fully representative democratic election. His government focused on dismantling the legacy of the apartheid by fostering racial reconciliation, ideologically an African nationalist and socialist. Served as the president of the African National Congress ANC party from 1991 to 1997. Mandela was a controversial figure for much of his life, although critics on the right denounced him as a communist terrorist, and those on the far left deemed him too eager to negotiate and reconcile with apartheid supporters. He gained international acclaim for his activism. Globally regarded as icon of the democracy and social justice, he received more than 250 honors, including Nobel Peace Prize. He is held in deep respect within South Africa, where he is often referred to by his Tembo clan name Madiba and described as the father of the nation. Nelson Mandela says a very famous quotation as he says that education is the most powerful weapon which you can use to change the world. He also says that we must use the time wisely and forever realize that the time is always ripe to do right. Okay, thank you.